I need more video ideas. I guess I could read the comments for some. Dear Menacing Banana, I have quite a fantastic idea for a future update. I personally do believe that although the end has been updated a total of like 700 times, we should get another end update. The end needs more dragons, more special zealot types, and some brand new things added to make the end fresh. We also need Zealot Slayer, and I would also like if Ender Armor was the best armor in the game. If this update doesn't come out, the game will die, and if the game dies, I will cry. So use your amazing magical powers to create this update or I will stab you. Thanks, Mike Oxmall. Well, the end doesn't need another update. Hello random people on the internet, my name is Banana, and today we are talking about the end and why it doesn't need another update. The end is one of the islands that people keep suggesting to add more things to because people just want different things to be done on the end. But I'm here to argue that the end has run its course and that we just need to move on from the end because there is so much stuff here already and people just want to keep adding things. So let's go over what you can already do in the end. Guys, before I tell you everything that we get to do in the end, I'm begging right now, and I will stop soon, but I need to hit 50,000 subscribers, and only a small percentage of the people that watch this video are actually subscribed. So if you would go down below, press that sub button, I would really appreciate it. I'll stop begging once I hit 50k, I promise. I just need to get there, and you guys can help me out. It's free, and you can undo it later. So thank you. So obviously, when you enter the end, you can kill Endermen, but these Endermen also have a chance to drop Ender Armor and Enderman Pets, because the Enderman Pet was added after the end was already released, but you can grind all these guys for armor or for Enderman Pets, and you can grind these shiny blocks for a tiny bit of money. Used to be way more, but you can still do that. When you're in the Dragon's Nest, you can grind Zealots to try and get Summoning Eyes, or if you aren't into Summoning Eye farming, you can still do Endstone Protectors to try and get a Golem Pet or a Tier Boost Core to make a lot of money. Summoning Eyes have been the best money-making method in the game ever since they came out, and they're only a little bit topped by some dungeons money methods, but even those dungeons money methods are really based on RNG, and Summoning Eye farming is pretty consistent with at least like 1 mil an hour at least. You can get a bit more if you're lucky. Not only can you farm the Summoning Eyes, but you can use them to summon dragons, which is also a really good money method because you can get dragon pets or you can get superior dragons. Sure, it's gambling, but it's another activity that you can do in the game. Another good money-making method that was around recently was having people pearl spam while you had a gilded Midas, because you were able to get a lot of coins there, and pearl spamming was one of the best ways to get combat XP back in the day. Now you may be asking yourself, what's the point of him telling us all this stuff? Why is he telling us all the things you can currently do in the end? Well, if you look at other islands, the end is so oversaturated with things you can do that we do not need more things here. If they were to add something like a Zealot Slayer, for example, think of all the things you could do at the same time. You could grind eyes, grind golems, grind Zealot Slayer, grind dragons that people spawn in. And imagine how toxic it would be in the end if they added something like an Enderman or a Zealot Slayer. It's already really annoying to try and kill things with people like that young guy running around, people like me in Wise Armor using something like a Frozen Scythe, a Bonzo Staff, or a Spirit Scepter. But the end would become even more toxic because everyone's going to be running around trying to kill things, and it would just make it even more profitable if you're able to run Slayer. So another thing I see suggested a lot is a type of Summoning Eye that will spawn in specific dragons or give a better chance to spawn in dragons. Usually people suggest this by saying that they would craft it with fragments or something, and those fragments would just give you some insane luck and get you like superior dragons all the time if you place down 8 of them, or they just give you a better percentage chance, like a 1/8 more percentage, like 12.5% more to get a superior dragon. And I think that this is bad for 2 reasons. For one, dragons have been done a lot, okay? By a lot of different people as well. You look at Iceblades 11, you look at Icos HD, you look at Dr. Mommy Issues before he got banned. There was so many people that have grinded out so many dragons, and this made dragons less profitable. You look at an aspect of the dragons, you look at superior armor to an extent, and like even dragon pets to an extent. These are all things that are going down in price because there are a lot of them on the market. Same thing goes for something like Protector Dragon Armor, Old Dragon Armor, and all the ones that are just going to be merchanted because there are so many that people are not willing to buy above merchant price because it is that common. So these are the things that make dragons not as profitable anymore, and adding an eye that would spawn in a specific dragon would kill these prices even harder. Because superior dragon armor is amazing and all, but the only reason that it is as expensive as it is because it's very rare to get a superior dragon. You have like a 1 in 100 or 1 in 50 chance, I don't even know, 1 in 20. You got a very rare chance to spawn in a superior dragon. I'm very well versed in the game. But if you add something that is making it so you can spawn them in all the time, people are gonna just be crafting those eyes left and right. Sure, that might make the frag price for the dragon go a little up, but if they don't make the fragment price of the eye itself very expensive, then literally everyone is going to be crafting them. Because you got to think, there's a point where people will not be crafting these eyes if they were added. You'd have to make the price like 8 fragments tops. Otherwise, people are just going to be crafting boots. They're going to be crafting armor pieces. And if it is only like 8 fragments, if you just get 8 people together to spawn on a superior, and then you just make your money back from that. So it would just be a terrible idea. And the other reason I think it would be bad is because it would just kill doing other dragons. There would be no point in doing dragons if you weren't using these eyes unless you had to put in a lot more money on each of these. Because the thing is, people are buying every single dragon set just because it is a little bit rare. And at least sometimes people will get protector armor or they'll get old armor because they got unlucky. Then they sell that on the auction house and people are able to buy the old dragon stuff. But all the endgame players would definitely just be using these superior frags, or they'd be using whatever they think is best for profit. And that would make all of the bad dragon sets pretty much just poof, disappear from the game. And I don't think that that would be a very great idea. I think it would be cool if they had some sort of system to add more luck to dragons, like make it more chance to spawn on a superior, but I don't see a reasonable way for them to add this without just destroying the profits from dragons. So often I see people suggesting to update the end, whether it be adding those special summoning eyes that only summon superior dragons, a zealot slayer, or just a brand new dragon added in to try and make things more profitable. People will always be suggesting changes to this island, but I don't think it really needs it. The end has been out for almost a year, and just like I said in my video, the mid-game experience, sometimes you just have to move on from parts of the game. The end is something that people have enjoyed for a very long time, but I don't really see the point in making it better, because this is already the best island in the game, content-wise, and for money-making methods in the game. So I don't see why we don't move on from the end. Like, everyone would enjoy a Zealot Slayer for a bit. Everyone would find it fun. It's a new kind of Slayer boss, you know, they'd be grinding it up, and then they'd get annoyed if people were stealing their kills. But even if there was a way to prevent stealing kills, which I don't think there would be, people would then just get bored of running around the same island that we've been running around since August of last year. Skyblock is an ever-evolving game, and I feel like if they're going to update anything, they should either update like new systems and stuff like into the game like Pets was, or they should just make a brand new island. If you want a new Slayer so bad, why aren't you suggesting something like a Pigman Slayer or a Skeleton Slayer on a brand new island that you create on your own? I feel like the end is meant to be like the current late game. Like, you look at the requirement to get into the end, and it's level 12 combat. The highest combat you need for anything in the end is 20. And I feel like they could just make a new island that requires like combat 25 to go on to, and that's where they can add new stuff, new slayers, all these new ideas, new bosses that are similar to dragons and stuff like that. But we don't need more dragons. We don't need more things in the end. And I just think that the suggestions for them are sort of dumb because people don't take into account how saturated the end already is and how it's an old island that really doesn't need that much changes. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on the end. I know this is a sort of weird video. It's just a response to a lot of suggestions I see on the forums and stuff, because I am pretty active in reading on there. I like to see what the players want, and I just wanted to explain why I think that Zealot Slayer and all the end updates that people suggest would be a generally bad idea. Sure, they'd be fun, but I think that we could do better as a community than just suggesting, hey, make the end better. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, or if it was informative at all, please smash that like button, maybe even subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I'm almost at 50K, and I really do want to hit that, especially this week, because Zach and Zap just hit it, and I want to be on the news with them. It's a personal thing. You wouldn't get it. But yeah, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace out.